Idah had a few chances. Again, not going to get on the guy's back, but
Paddy,
he needs to do a bit better for me.
I'll bring up some Idah-based comments and you guys can jump in.
I was going to say, if you're not going to go on his back, I will, 100%, because he was just garbage. Garbage. He tried to catch a deflection ball and control it and managed to knock it 20 feet in front of himself in the middle of the park. You're going, what are you doing? You're a striker. You're meant to be someone who can control the ball at any given pace, at any given time, and put it in one spot. And he couldn't even do that in an empty park. So, for me...
Is Adam Idah in crisis? Is he in crisis
100%.
in terms of a personal crisis? I don't mean like he's having troubles at home or anything. I just mean, is he in a professional crisis at this moment in time? Because, listen,
he's under threat.
The comments are alive. We dare I say it? No, we don't want to hear it. Negativity, or how would we say it? Pessimistic outlooks on him. He hasn't. We were saying, give him the pre-season, get him in there. But nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
20 goals last season.
Sorry, what's that, brother?
He got 20 goals last season.
Aye. The guy, he's a battering ram. His physique, he should be bossing the likes of that game yesterday. Do you know?
Aye.
Don't see it. I'm not seeing it at all.
To have had, though, 3 massive opportunities within 9 yards of the goal, and missed every single one. It's not good enough.
I understand that, and obviously you want your striker to be finishing them, especially when it's like balls across the box and things like that. But you look at his minutes to his goals last season, and it's actually decent. So I'm not going to jump on him for that. I really can't.
No, I totally understand that, and I totally get that. And when people comment in the comment section saying that, I know I'm being harsh. I absolutely am, but I don't care anymore. I'm done making excuses for him. I really am. I'm just done making excuses for him, because what's the point? He keeps disappointing us every time. We were already 2-0 up. We didn't need the extra goals. I get that, but it'd have been nice to have.
The body
and he should have had 3 in. So there's no excuse, because any other striker in our team would have put them in.
I don't know if it's mentality. If the heat goes down with him, we've all played fives where, we've played football with that guy that misses a chance and just goes in a huff, and the heat goes down for the rest of the game. For a young player with the experience that he's got as well, he should really be grabbing a game like yesterday with the scruff of the neck and throwing the gauntlet down to Brendan Rodgers and saying, I want to be a number 9. That's what I was saying after the Lisbon game.
It's not just that. He should have been proving himself to the EPL as well.
Yep.
That was part of his chance to prove himself to the EPL. You know that every single time that a pre-season friendly comes about. Prove yourself, and if you want the bigger move and you want to be still worth your 9 million quid or whatever at some point, then do it properly. But he couldn't even pull that off. So no, I'm in a way totally done with him. And I know people will think I'm harsh at saying that, but I just am.
Here's the thing, right? You say that, and it is true. I can already sense that the comments that will be left after the live feed will be negative and giving up, right? And I get it, I really do. And believe me, as Paddy said regarding Engels and stuff, we don't take any level of pleasure, believe it or not. We don't want to sit here and tear into Celtic players. We don't want to tear into anything if we can help it. Any negatives, we don't want to highlight negatives about the club. We'd rather everything was brilliant. But as we say a million times, and it will be our catchphrase, we judge on what we saw on the period there with our eyes, on that 90 minutes, that 45 minutes, whatever it is the player gets, and we'll talk about it in that light. Now, yes, we'll always hope that they kick on, but I must be honest, and the commenters are saying the exact same thing here. The clock's ticking for a lot of people here. A lot of people, even McLaughlin, he's bringing Engels in there as well. He's saying he's got to November now. I did say that rings true to what I was thinking as well, particularly with Idah. I says, I will give Idah until December to have really done something. And I've liked Engels by the whole, but by December, I want to see better than last season as well, right? That's where I'm at with both these big money buys. But Idah, I'm struggling, guys. I'm really, really struggling. I am struggling to find any positives in him, mate. Any positives.
The end of last season there, all 4 of us sat there and said, listen, I'm really excited to see Idah get a pre-season under him and see where he goes and see how he does. And I think he can turn us around. let's be hopeful and everything like that. We were a little bit critical at times when bad performances came through, of course, as you have to be, and you have to be sort of, you have to be impartial with these things as well, So we picked on him sometimes, we built him up other times. But by now, he's got this pre-season under him, and I just don't see an improvement anywhere. I don't see his control getting better. I don't see his spatial awareness getting better. I don't see his even his tackling and everything like that. I don't see any of it improved at all. And I go, well, what was the point?
Is he a fit? Is he a fit?
Well, Paul, can I chuck this at you that Slabber Cowies, love that name by was thrown at it. He's saying almost like we need to handle Idah with kid gloves, right? We need to, maybe he's been thrust into something, well, potentially, aye, but he was thrust into the loan, wasn't he, Paul? And he done all right there.
Yep.
So what is it? Is this just very much a player who is by nature inconsistent? He knew what he was getting into when he signed him.
He was somebody that came in talking about, he saw himself as a player that was ready to make this move.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've got the stadium there yesterday. You've got everything set up. You're playing against, a high level opposition. You've had chances, same as he had chances before. He scored in another pre-season game way back, but in this pre-season period, he should really be, as I say, throwing down the gauntlet. But I'm just not seeing the level, his body language. And I know I try not to be this body language, but it just looks slumped every interview.
There's nothing wrong with saying that. See the body language thing.
Aye.
Folk, I said this before on the show. Folk slaughter that. They slaughter it. But if it was me that was looking that way, you'd say something wrong with Steve-O. He's deciding on the game.
Maybe there is. Maybe there is something there that does need addressed. Maybe there is other things going on in his life. He's had his wee off the park moment when he was over in Dublin. I think he's back in Dublin tonight. I hope he's at training tomorrow. But I don't know. It just seems to be that he just needs to come out and show us what he's got.
Aye, they don't get on. They don't get on.
20 goals there. Do you know what I mean? 20 goals last season.
Don't ask him to pay the bill and don't ask him to score the goals because he might know what to do either.
He can do it, but what he's got to realise is, as a Celtic striker, you can't just turn it on and off when you want to. It needs to be consistent. And it needs to be there for all to see.
See, on that, Paul, there was I was actually quoted. Idah was quoted, right, saying that he believes that he can score in around about 30 goals next season. Now, John Hartson, a guy who knows what it's all to take about playing for Celtic, came out and says, well, he's got to put his money where his mouth is. Now, again, I just get around the screen, start with yourself, Gojo, and then up to Paddy. Guys,
I want to make a point on
bold
that, right?
claims. Do you think he's got? I know he had 20 goals last season, so you could say, well, aye, you could do it. But realistically, do you see him as being a 25 goal plus striker next season, Paul?
At the moment, no. But I've been proved wrong in the past, and I have seen players turn it around in the past. So as it stands at the minute, I'm not seeing it, and I think that's a commonly kind of felt, opinion. But I am more than happy to be proved wrong. He's going to have games where he'll get plenty of time on the park in big games, European qualifiers, etc. For that type of system that we're playing now, he's going to be constantly supplied. Shows what you've got.
Well, Joe, I can see you're champing at the bit. Are you here to deal out a harsh judgment? Are you here to sentence him to Celtic football and death?
A bit of both, right? I'll tell you. If Idah scores 30 plus goals this season, I make this promise to every single person watching.
You'll shake your head?
No, I will physically eat this tap. I'll cut it up into bits. I'll physically eat every single bit of it, swallow it, and
I love high stakes.
Back out again, right? That is how confident I am that he will not score 30 plus goals in the season. No chance in hell. I think he'll come around the 17 to 20 mark again, at best, and that's if he plays a lot of minutes.
Paddy,
going forward, right? If Idah is going to be our number one striker, and he's going to be the person who's starting games, like I said before, if you look at his goals to minutes ratio for his 20 goals, it's up there with the best. And as ridiculous as that sounds, if he gets the minutes, he'll get the goals. So listen, if he gets enough playtime on the park, I think he will get plus 30 this year. Yeah.
Well, I'll be eating my tap.